Hi, welcome. This is Runy Calmera. Welcome to another episode of the Island Wealth Show. And today we're on Monday meetings. This is a new segment of the Island Wealth channel. It is about meeting and creating things in the Caribbean on islands. And for that, you need to be a program manager and a project manager. So this episode is every Monday, and it's called Monday Meetings. What do I have for you? What I have for you is this. If you are trying to start a project, if you are maybe you're struggling with spreadsheets, maybe you want to manage that remote project team, people working all over the place. Maybe you're not able to report progress to your board, to your project board. This is another Monday meeting, and this is the meeting where I meet with you, project manager. You could be a new project manager or you could be an existing experienced project manager, but I want to give you some insights of what is happening with project management, artificial intelligence, and how you can do that. So let's start right away. So what do we have to do today for you? We have today for you an episode where you can actually do with me. After this episode, you can do exactly what I'm showing you. What you need to do is go to bit.ly/Monday-meetings. And let me just show you another. You can also scan that with your QR code. And what you will then have is 1 week of an online project management tool. And you don't have to pay anything during that week, but you are going to be able to do exactly what I'm showing you here. So this is a hands-on show. It's a hands-on because we are going to gather together here on Mondays, and I'm going to talk to you like you are my project team, like you are my project team are of champion project managers, program managers, and we meet every Monday. So why do you need this? What would you get? When you click that, you will sponsor the show because I will not receive any dime during that 1 week. But if you decide to continue with that online project management tool, then I will receive a small contribution for supporting this show. But it is what you get is incredible. I've been using this online project management system. It's actually a work operating system for years, and that's why I'm offering it to my community. So let's move directly to the topic we have today. And if you are a project manager, you would work in Excel. So let me go to Excel to show you my screen in Excel. And you have a project management team in Excel. I have already been doing something. It's going to be about status, time span, and budget. So imagine you have a spreadsheet. You're starting with a project, and you want to report on the status. You want to report on the status of tasks, right? What's the status of the task? Your board is going to ask you, what is the status of the different projects, the different the different tasks in the project. This is an ordinary field. We got it, right? And you also want to report on the budget, because budget is very important. Your board is eager to know what the budget allocation is, how much budget are you requesting, what have you done with this budget that you got. So normally you would put a budget in there and say, let's put a figure, but now let's not yet put a figure. And the next thing we want to do is the time. You want to know how much your team has spent time. Okay? These are ordinary things that you want to know. So what would you do? You would go to Excel, open the spreadsheet, and then try to do, let's start first with the status. I see many things. I see like in progress. Look at this, in progress. I do not want this. This is the first mistake the project managers do. They use in progress, and everything is in progress. What I use is open, and I use close. So the first tip I want to give you is open and close. Those are the only things that you want to have. You do not want to have in progress. Those are the only things that you want to have in your project. Okay? Remember this. And I'm going to show you why. Because if you have in progress, then that status of that task is going to be there forever. Everything is in progress. But as a project manager, the only thing you want to know is is something open or is it closed? Two ways, and for that you will create clarity in your projects. So because you are in a spreadsheet, the second mistake that often project managers, even senior project management, do while they are using spreadsheets is that they put these numbers in, but now the team members will start doing like this. Finished. They will start saying opened. Look at that. Different kind of versions. So you cannot, the problem is you cannot, when you are working in a spreadsheet and managing your project in a spreadsheet, you cannot maintain consistency, because this workbook will be spread and will be used with many teams. Maybe you have this task list, maybe you are doing yourself, maybe you have an assistant that's going to help you, but it is very difficult to get consistency. Everybody is going to put different things in there. Sometimes they can even put something like a space and then opened. You see that? This is not the same as this. This is opened with a space. And you are not going to be able to filter on this. So this is going to, the root cause why this is very bad in a spreadsheet, all these things are bad. The root cause is that this is going to ruin your progress report. Because when you want to filter, in Excel there is data and there is filter. Once you want to filter on this, you see here, I clicked on filter, data and filter. You cannot filter on this. You cannot filter on different things. So your reporting is going to suck, and senior management, your project board, the people you have to report to as a program manager or as a project manager, and a program manager, I consider somebody who has multiple projects. And if you stay with me, you will, till the end, you will get something special for you. Especially the program managers that have multiple projects. But this show is also for project managers. You can have one project with 15 people working for you. You could be in the government, you could be in the private sector. I don't care, your own business. I have many projects I'm managing in my own business, online business. So this is going to ruin you. That's the mistake that many people say. And I'm going to show you how you can get this mistake out of your system. Let me show it to you right away. So the status. For that, I'm going to the Great Project Management Operating System that we're going to use on Mondays. And look at that. It's called Monday. So if you go to bit.ly/Monday-meetings, and if you go and you scan this code right away, if you're looking at your desktop right now, pick up your phone and pick up your QR code and scan this. You will be, within 5 minutes, you will be able to get into this system and try it out for 1 week. It will not cost you anything. And by getting this system, you will be able to do everything that I'm going to work and show you here on Mondays. So let me first tell you about this project. I'm creating a macroeconomic investment model for the United States versus the BRICS. So let me just put this changes. This is my project versus the BRICS nations. If you have been looking at Island Wealth, you know that we are analyzing the United States economy, and I decided to use this project that I'm building, this macroeconomic model, to show you here. So you see, Island Wealth, we are showing you exactly, we're practical. If you have any questions, just ask these questions. You can be asking a question and then I will be showing you on screen. Maybe. So let me test here. Let me test here to ask a question, comment here, testing. I will be able to show you that screen. So I can be showing you exactly, you see, your question in here, your question here. This is a test, and your question will be on the screen. Good. So let me take away this QR code for you. So what are we going to do? The first one is the status. You see here in this online project management tool, I've been using this for years. It has been getting better and better. I am certified to teach you about this. Later on, I will offer you, if you are a senior project and program manager, I will offer you an opportunity to work with me to discover your process. But for now, let's move to the status. So remember in Excel how we were stuck? Here you see the status field and you see only open and closed. So this, your team members, wherever a team member is in here, they're only going to be able to say closed or open. These are the only statuses that are here. There is, of course, a draft, default, which is gray. That's the standard that I'm using for all my projects. But open and close, I use the same color in all my projects. Open is orange and closed is green. That's good, and that means we are ready. You could be changing the colors of these, but that's not relevant right now. The most important thing is that in a project you have it's open, the task is open or closed. Why is this a project? This can be the design phase of the project. There could be 2 projects in there, and the second thing that we're also going to show is that I can say, this is a single project, add the data to the Excel model, and then I can say here, add data of Brazil. You see here, so I created this single project, and there are tasks below this project. I can say here, add data of China. I can say add data of United Arab Emirates. Shout out to Giorgio on LinkedIn, who is working on United Arab Emirates. He has a great post, and I have forwarded that post. United Arab Emirates is doing a lot of things on the ICT, etc. So we need to gather the data. We could say add data, another country of another part of the BRICS, South Africa. So these are big, not a small task, but these can be sub-projects on that single project to add data. You see here, it is very detailed, and we have 3 phases, 3 levels here. We have the design, etc. Now, you see here that these also get different options here. So I can structure this that even the general task, the general project can be open and closed, and I can consistently say here, and that's how I do it when I start a project. I say open, you see here, and then this is not done, but I'm saying closed, and then I'm getting all these types of statuses. I do not want these statuses in my project, so I want the open and the close. Consistency. Later on, you're going to see why this is important, because I can create a dashboard with this system. In another episode, we're going to work on a dashboard, and in that dashboard I will use across all the projects, across the whole program, with more and more projects, I will use this status, open and close, to report to my board if something is open and closed. So when I'm presenting my progress report, the benefits of this, when I'm presenting my progress reports, I know for sure that I'm going to talk about open and closed projects, open and closed tasks, and nothing else. And my reports are going to be great, and across my whole team, this is going to be the golden rule. This is what you can enforce with these kind of systems on Mondays, and you cannot do that with Excel. You cannot do that with Spreadsheet. So there you have it. Don't do this mistake anymore, because the root cause is that you are in a system. Why you're going to make these mistakes if you are in Spreadsheet? You are in a system of Excel spreadsheets of spreadsheets that is open. Everybody can type everything in here in this cell. Excel spreadsheets, you need to use that for economic models, for calculations, not for managing your project. So you would say, hey, we can have a Microsoft project. Okay, do it in Microsoft project. But there are other things that I'm going to show you in future episodes, and I'm going to also show you why other project management tools are different and what the problems are with that. Okay, I have looked at many project management tools, from paper, from Post-its to books, to everything, notebooks to spreadsheets, and this is the best I can give you right now. So again, scan, just go there. Let me see, cancel. Just what you need to do is scan this code. Scan this code. And then when you scan the code, when you go to bit.ly/Monday-meetings, you will be sponsoring the show and you will be using this so you never make this mistake again. So, the next point is the budget. What you want to do in a budget is you want to add a number in there. How are you going to enforce that number? That's the problem that you have if you are using spreadsheets. Because certain people are going to say, this costs 10,000. And somebody is going to say, this costs USD 10,000. Somebody else from your team, from your remote team, if they see the spreadsheet, many people are using the spreadsheet. If you are managing 10 people, if you don't agree, if you want this sheet number 2, if you want your whole team of 15 people to report on their budget and you want to add all these budgets together, you are going to get all these kinds of flavors. Maybe somebody will say in pounds or in guilders in the Caribbean. So you're going to get 10,000 guilders. So what is this guilder? You could try to change this budget and say US dollars, but it's going to make mistakes worse. You see, so you're trying to do everything to get your budget together, and you are not focusing on your budget as a project manager. You are focusing on how am I get this data together, because how am I going? The problem is, the deep root cause of this problem is, again, it's open. If you are only managing this, okay, you can keep track of it, but the moment you get more responsibility, more projects, more team members, it's going to be a nightmare. How am I going to sum all this data? You see, if you sum it below here, you see that even these numbers, you cannot sum them together. You cannot add the budget. So it's going to be a worst nightmare. Again, you don't want to do this. That's why senior project managers, they don't want to do this. So are you enjoying this? Tell me exactly if you are enjoying it. I am enjoying it this Monday. I am enjoying everything. Let me see. So now we're going to show you how to create a budget on Mondays. So that's why I'm going for, again, my online program management system framework. And I'm going to show you, you can click on that QR code to get this system again. Remember, pick up your mobile phone and just get this system for free for 1 week. Doesn't cost you anything. And if you continue with this system, it's going to you're going to pay a fee, monthly fee or an annual fee, but it is nothing compared to what you can do with spreadsheets. It gives you so much information. Even artificial intelligence is in here, and it's going to make your day and your work as a program manager, project manager easier on Mondays. Grab it. Let me show you the next status. So the next thing, we have already status in here. Open. We can select everything here. If I select everything here, I can select everything and then say open. Boom. I'm all right. You see here how easy it is? I can click here on this arrow and then I don't see the sub information anymore. I can click in here again and see the details. I cannot do that in a spreadsheet. But now we're going to work on a budget. So how am I going to add a budget in here? So you see here to the right, there is a plus in there. And if you click that, you will see a drop down. The drop down is going to show you, what? That you want a number. You want to put a field in here and you have the choice of all these things. But we want a number because the number will give us the budget number. Because we click here and we say a number and we call it budget. We can take this whole thing here when we see a hand and move it to the left, release it and drop it, and now we have a number. And if we put something in there, 10,000, because this whole thing cost me 10,000, you see here it nicely puts the 10,000 in there, and below it summarizes it automatically. How cool is that? Remember, if I put here 5,000 for this, it will add it up for me. So I didn't put anything in a spreadsheet. I didn't put any formula. I already got my budget in here. You see how easy it is? So imagine we have in the design phase, we also want, for this project, we want to create a sales page, because the sales page is going to help us bring this program, United States versus the BRICS, bring this program to our island well community, and it's going to be a sales page to the 16-week project. You see? So, but this sales page is maybe going to cost her $5,000. We have $5,000. So you already see that it is grouping here. I can delete this again. But it's telling me, what is it telling me? It's telling everybody in my team that we want a number in here. You see? So it's budget, but we want a number in here. And if this is due date, it shows me an icon that this is a calendar, this is a day. Don't put anything different in there. They cannot put anything different in there because when they click in there, it's going to be a date. You see how easy it is? Now you're reporting. We didn't even put that. But with dates, there are many, many problems. And the root cause of your problem, project manager, is that you need a way to get away from a spreadsheet. If you are working with more than 3 people, you want to have a system where everybody can access. So to shout out to my people on St. Martin, to my people on Aruba, and the Eastern Caribbean, Curacao, all the project managers that I'm working with in the Caribbean within the government, you see here, you already know it because you work with me, that this is a way how to work with remote teams. Now, if you're working on an island, that means that you can work with contractors outside the island, different ministries, United States, from the BRICS, and your team will be doing that. We're going, in another episode, we're going to cover how this remote team can get into this system and why you don't need even to send all these projects and all these tasks, all these spreadsheets with emails. Step by step, I'm going to show you every Monday how this is going to make your life easier. So you see here that this number, 5,000, that it's actually adding together here. And I got my sum already. I got my sum. But I could also say this is an average. I could say, hey, this is in dollars. You see here? What did I do? I clicked on this. And then I say, hey, this is in euros. And then automatically my date will show in euros, in dollars, in yen, or in NAF. This is NAF, guilders, for the people. So I can be choosing NAF. Let me see. Unit, type your own NAF. Yes. So now my app, I could be, if I'm in the Eastern Caribbean, I can be using the ECD, Eastern Caribbean dollar. You see that? I could be using the Jamaican dollar. Jamaican dollar. So if I'm in the Caribbean and I'm working with all these people, different currencies, I can be doing that. So now, by doing that, that means that I just chose NAF. NAF means guilders. Okay? So by doing that, testing, the new thing here will be in NAF. So it's going to help my life. You see here, it's going to help my life. So what did I do? I am consistently, let's put it back to dollars. For my European people, I can be using the euros in here. Or I can put none. But these are in dollars. So this will help you. It will help you make your life easier. Okay. The last point I want to say. Is, let me delete this. The last point I want to say, so you see the budget. Budget is very important. Let's go back to Excel, the spreadsheet. The last point I want to show you is the time for today. I have to watch your time. This is a Monday meeting. I'm trying to keep it to less than an hour. Maybe I will go sometimes for 2 hours. I think project managers, you have to work with me. And every Monday, we will be in Monday, bit.ly/Monday-meetings. Again, put this thing in your QR code. Grab your code. Grab your mobile phone. Make sure you get one of this. You just, within 5 minutes, you will be on your own Monday, in Monday, and then it will not cost you anything. 1 week, you are able to try this thing out. And if you want to continue, it's for free. If you want to continue, then, only then, you will be able to pay a fee, monthly subscription, and then you will be supporting this show so that we can continue creating more project managers, program managers on small island nations, because with projects, you will be creating wealth. Everything that is created um, once the first time is created through a project. Everything, if you want to create a business, if you want to create a new uh, diversify your economy, if you want to move to the BRICS, if you want to move away from the United States to the BRICS nations, that's a project. Everything is a project. We can be talking more and more about that. If you have any questions regarding projects, do that. If you are starting on an island, you want to grow your wealth, you want to have a more salary, more wages, you need to master the project management skills. Shout out to Aurora Gonzalez, the first senior project manager that was my boss. Mr. Aurora Gonzalez, you see that once I met her, I knew that, hey, this is a skill that I need to focus on to be organized. Because projects, the persons who can run new projects are the persons who can do the job. Whether you are in a development, business development role, IT role, artificial intelligence, everything is a project. Okay, so it will cost you time. So now, how do you put the time in a spreadsheet? Now, let's see what we can do. We want to report on time because we're working. Let me show you again. Why do we want to report time? Why do we want to report time? We want to report time because we're working with a team of contractors. We are working with consultants. I'm a consultant advisor. You can be working with me. You want to know exactly how much time I worked on this project, on this task, on, for instance, collecting the data for China, for Russia, for Brazil, for this whole project. Imagine that. You want to know how much time somebody worked on the sales page that we're going to create so that you can log in the VIP launch and learn more about this 16-week program that we are doing. So the 16-week program is basically creating and discussing the United States economy. And we are working on that. So we're working on that. This is a real project we're doing. And bring it right to you. Now, if we want to time the time, so we want the time, we want the people, because the invoice of the people, our contractors, is based on the time. Now, there are certain people that say, don't time my time, don't watch my time. Maybe in the government, you don't want people to do that. You don't want public employees, they don't want to punch in their time. But in the commercial sector, in the private sector, we are used to do that. We are used to do that. I've been working as a freelancer since 2006, and I had to put in my timesheet. So this is normal. So how do you put your timesheet into something like a spreadsheet? You will go like this. Let's look at the options. I can say 1 hour. Going back to, let me see. Yeah, I could be doing this. I could be doing this. I could be putting 1 hour in there. Look at that. I could be putting 1 hour. Another project team member can be putting 1 hour. Again, somebody could be putting, let's say 30 minutes. How do you put 30 minutes? Is it 0.3? 30? Or is it half an hour? You see, all these things are the problems with time. So the root cause of why this thing will happen, why you will see all these kinds of versions. So this will happen. Remember, this will happen constantly in your spreadsheets, and you will get an incident and you will spend a lot of time. This is about time, but you will spend a lot of time trying to figure this thing out when you are doing your monthly progress meetings, when you're doing your weekly meetings for senior management, for your board of your program and your project, the persons you are reporting to. You do not want this to happen. Remember, this is basically telling your wife or telling your husband, honey, I'm going to stay at my work because I have to fix a shitty spreadsheet, sorry for my language, with all kinds of things, and my team members are done, and my team members are in another region. I cannot reach them because I'm working with remote people, and now I have to try to get this thing to a number, to the total time. You do not want this. If you really, really want to know why, what is the root cause of this, is because it's open. 2, it takes a lot of time to train people to get uniform data in your spreadsheets. New junior team members will start and you have to do it all over again, training them. It is not a good way to manage the time. So this again, red flag means if you don't want to do this, do not do this. How do you do it now? How do you do it? How do you do it? How you do it? How you do it is you get, again, bit.ly/Monday-meetings, and then you also get like the QR code. You take the QR code and then you get this system 1 week for free, and you can try it out this week by yourself. And what is the system? The system is, how are we going to do it in the system? We're going to show you right away how we're doing it, and that is this way. What we're doing is we are putting this system and we are putting the time in here. How are we going to put the time in here? Let me show you right away how we're going to put the time in here. So what you have here, you can get another field. I want the time field in here. I can get another field, add a field, I click the press, and I'm looking for the time. It's not a timeline, that's different. I'm looking for the field here called time. I don't have the field in here, so I put more columns, and I'm going to look for time. Let me see, numbers, time tracking, you see here? So what the system offers you, you can get the system yourself, try it out by clicking on that link or on that QR code. Clicking on that QR code, scanning it in, you get the system. So what you see here is the time. So what I'm looking for is time tracking. This is the field. There are many, many, many things. Constantly, there are new things that are being added here so that you can help. So I'm clicking on Edits to Board. And now I have a time tracking field. And then I'm saying here, I'm calling it time. Because I don't want time tracking, I just want the field to be easy, time. So now, look at this. I'm going to start recording my time. So I pressed in there, you see that? I pressed in there, I can stop it again. I pressed in there, and now you see the time is working. So if I'm working on add data into the model on this big project, I'm going to just click in there, work 1 hour in it. After 1 hour, it's going to record exactly the time that I spent to there. So the only thing you need to tell your team members is, I want you to track your time. I want you to track your time, and you have to create a procedure, of course. Now, I can help you with that procedure. When we are doing a discovery call, I can go more into detail with that. If you need that, we can discuss that. And I'm going to tell you just in a couple of minutes what the discovery call is about. I can tell you exactly how to implement that. I can show you how to implement that. For basically, roughly, it is you tell your team that there is a procedure that I want you to work on your tasks, and the only thing I want you to do is press the time and record your time. And you're going to share that with your team, that you as a project manager, you will also put your time in there. So I can be putting now another thing here, and I say planning. I'm putting a task in called planning, and every time I'm planning as a project manager, I'm going to put my time in there. So if I'm discussing this project, I'm going to put my time in here. So then if I'm going to do on the planning, I'm going to stop this because this is the data into the model, and I'm going to, on a weekly basis, every Monday before starting this show, I'm going to plan this show, and I'm going to put my time in there. So give a good example as a project manager. Tell your project manager that this is important for you, because when you estimate your time, you record your time, you have another indicator that you can track. Okay, stop. So what happens? What happens if I have already worked on the planning and I have already worked yesterday on a planning? What I can do is I can click, instead of clicking directly on the how do you call that? The square, no, the triangle. I can click here and I can say add manually. So if I forgot to put my time in there, but I have put my time yesterday, I worked on this, I can add this time manually in there and say, hey, wait, Sunday, on Sunday, I already worked from 8 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock. I have already worked 5 hours on this planning this whole week, and I want my manager to know that, or my board to know that, and I say add session. My board knows then that I have worked on Sundays on their project, that I'm a committed project manager, and that I even worked on Sundays. I leave my wife, I leave my kids, I leave everybody playing with the guys, virtual reality. I add that thing. So what do you see here? You see here that it has a lot of other data, and I can even export this to Excel. Because in Excel, I can send that out to other people. So you can add anything in here to make sure. So I'm using this feature, and this feature is totally different, because here consistently you will get the time in there. If you want to record the time for a specific detail task, so if I want to record the time in there, task, I click that open, and because the main task has already the time, I can be also, let me say, Brazil. I can add, and I only have to do this one time, I can add the time column to these detailed It doesn't mean that the time, because you put the time in there, you can also get the time in here, because maybe you don't want to put the time. Maybe you want to record the time only at the lowest level. Okay, it's up for you. We can do that in the discovery tool. So I'm going to put here the time also, the time field. I'm going to put the time field also in here. So time tracking, and I'm going to add this time and say time in here. So now I'm able to track a time on the highest level, and I can also track a time on the lowest level. When I'm working on add data to Brazil, I'm going to just hit that thing and I start the time in here. And then I can stop the time. So you know already everything about time. You now know everything about the time, and your reason you're never going to do this again, putting the time in a spreadsheet in there. You're never going to do that, because now you know what the problems are. Now, you can record the time. You can record the time, and then you can report on the time later. Okay, I want to tell you a possibility to work with me directly. So, what is this? This is an opportunity to work directly with me. It is for project managers that are going to start their project. So if you have already a project running, this is not possible. If you are totally new and you want to start your project, because I want to start with a clean sheet, you have a new project that you want to try. Maybe you have already existing projects, but you have a new big project that you want to try. You have a team. The second condition is you have a team of 15 or more people in your team, in your organization. Yes? And if you are open to discover your process and open to discover what is possible, and you want to do an experiment. If you want to do an experiment, run a pilot, then you can apply for what I'm going to say. So 3 things: new project. It has to be a new project. You can be having an existing team of project, but you want to try this from the clean slate, from a clean slate. New project. 2, you have 15 or more internal people in your organization, right? Not the remote team, but 15 internal people. You have a staff of 15 people working for you in your organization. And if you want to discover the process, now then I have something for you. It is called the http bit.ly/Monday-senior-project managers. And what you have to do is pick up your QR, your mobile phone, and scan this. This is orange because orange is the color of Bitcoin. Orange is the color of digital gold. Orange is the color of opportunities. And this is basically you want to apply to discover for free how to improve your project management. But you need to have those 3 things. When you click on that, what you will see is you will go to this page. You will go to this page. Let me see. You will go to this page. You will go to this page, and this page is just a short survey. Are you running a project? Do you have a portfolio of projects? Do you have a team of project managers? Remember, And then you have an open possibility there. If you qualify, then you can click there and you can set an appointment in my calendar to have a 1-hour discovery call where we're going to discover your process. We're going to discover opportunities in your process. It's going to be my time invested in you. It's for free, but we are going to just meet each other and see if you want to discover possibilities to automate this process, to improve this process, the new project that you're going to do. And I'm going to ask you some questions. And we're going to do two things. We're going to, one, discover your process. So the first session will be only about discovering how you do things, how you report, how you what are the challenges your team, what do you want to build, what is the thing that you want to realize, are you working with remote teams or not, etc., etc. Remember? But these are for the complex projects, for the senior project managers that want to start something new. So that's the first edition of the discovery. And if after that first edition of the discovery, if we match each other, if I can add some value to you, then potentially I'm going to offer you a second discovery. And in the second discovery, I'm going to show you, if that is possible, I'm going to show you how to automate your process with the system that I have shown you. Okay, how to automate it and run your process automatically. I'm going to show you. So it might be one session only, because maybe after the first session, we are not matching each other. I cannot add anything to you. You don't want to discuss your process, etc. Then it's going to be only one, and I'm not going to take your time. But if we match, and if I see potential, then I'm going to automate your process. My team is going to automate your process and show you the second step, the demo of a process, how it is automated. And then after the second, if we want to work together with each other, we can also extend it into doing the real thing, going in a pilot phase and showing your team how this works. Okay, so that is exactly the way to do that. So again, what you need to do is you need to go to bit.ly/project Monday-senior-project managers. This is only for senior project managers, 15 or more team members, and also a new project. I'm not going to get into an existing project and then trying to help you, because it's maybe too complex. You already have a team working, and it's difficult to start from scratch there. It needs to be that you want a new project, you have more projects, you have more team, there are 50 team members, and you are open to discover. Those are the three conditions. Okay? So that is, scan that and then do that. Okay, so now the only thing I can tell you is that it was a great way to be here on Mondays for you. This again, bit.ly/Monday.meetings. Every Monday we will be meeting. Every Monday you can scan this code, you can support us, you can try it for free. And if you have any questions, just let me know. And I am going to go out with a great feeling, because we have seen what did we see today? We have seen basically that you can actually you can actually solve a problem. Yeah, you can solve a problem. You are if you're still managing your projects in spreadsheets, if you are still doing that, really, I think after this session, you know for sure that you have to click on that QR code, and you have to go to bit.ly/Monday-meetings, and you don't need to run your projects in spreadsheets anymore. You do not need to do that. It is really, really possible to not make those mistakes that we saw today. So that is it, and I'm going to close with you today with a great video about the island lifestyle. So this was Monday meetings with Island Wealth. My name is Runy Calmera. Thank you for being there. Keep posting below these episodes on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and we are also on Nostr. Nostr is a great decentralized way of social media. Shout out to everybody on the islands. If you are living in the United States, in the BRICS, wherever you are living, and you are project managers, share this and stay tuned. I don't have a fixed hour yet with the Monday meetings, but I have a fixed day because it's going to be another happy Monday, and have a great week with your projects. So this was an episode of Island Wealth, Living Wealth. Remember, you need projects to be wealthy. Projects, wealth is being built in projects. And now you know what you need to do. Okay, so that's it. We are out today.